Island. Anyway, Tony reviews. Talk about what you want to talk about, Tony. What do you want to talk about, man? You want to talk about Anthony Joshua? Talk about it.
I don't have nothing to say because it's fake news.
You want to talk about Deontay Wilder? Talk about it.
I believe that's fake news too.
Well, so tell me why everything's fake. Everything's fake to you. Carry on. The floor is yours. Go.
I mean, you have two divas. First off, who's going to come out last as the main event? You think Wilder's going to allow
Wilder? You think it'll be Wilder?
I hear what you're saying, but Wilder, there's no way Wilder would allow AJ to go out last, and there's no way AJ is going to allow Wilder to go out last. So you know they're both going to be divas with that. Number two,
listen, Joshua ain't being no diva. Wilder has a history of being a diva. Why are you trying to drag the next man's name down?
Like you just said out your mouth and didn't even realize it before making that dumbass comment you just did is, ain't no way Wilder's going to go first.
He ain't no way. Why should he? He's a cherry picking.
There you go. Like I said,
he's a cherry picking bum.
Who has more title defenses? That's fine. Whatever.
Who has more title defenses? He's a cherry picking bum who
okay.
WBC.
I got you.
Cherry picking all the way.
Right. And you know what AJ did? AJ cherry picked.
How the hell is that guy? How the hell is that guy?
Go ahead.
Going to be going out last.
I mean, the most recent history I saw was AJ cherry-picked the same guy that Wilder knocked out in one round but couldn't do it until how many? And got beat up in the process?
What?
I mean, his eye was all beat up.
Cannot compare Wilder's resume with Anthony Joshua's. You cannot compare.
I said AJ's last fight, the most recent, he cherry-picked Hellenius, who Wilder had just knocked out in the first round. Went how many rounds with a guy? Got his eye all beat up. Hellenius didn't even have but 2 weeks to prepare for it and still beat AJ up.
No one with a functioning brain cell to compare Wilder's resume with Joshua's. Come on now.
The bottom line is this. Both guys would not allow the other guy to come out last. They're both going to want to be the main event. That's problem number one. Problem number two is they're going to ask for way too much money to fight on the same card against guys who can't bring in that type of money. Problem number three.
Hold on a second. Let's go back to number two. Joshua doesn't ask for money. Joshua asks for market value. And he gets market value. Wilder, who has very low market value, asks for above market value and causes problems. But carry on.
No matter how you want to say it, it doesn't matter. The end result is the same. They're both going to want combined too much money. Now, moving past that, let's say the Saudis are like, okay, we don't care.
Hold on a second. No, let's not move past that. Let's not move past that. Joshua's already fought for the Saudis, what, 2 times?
Yes, and he made how much money? Made how much money doing it? How much did he get paid?
Is that pertinent?
Well, it is when you say that he'll go to market value. So how much did he get paid?
Yes, well, he's made market value with the Saudis before.
Right, but what was his market value? When you're talking about having 2 huge names on the same night, now you got to see what is the market value. Okay, can we make AJ $50 million? Can we give Wilder the same $50 million?
Why would they give Wilder $50 million? He's an unknown entity in the region. What are you talking about?
He's not unknown. He's just as known as AJ is. But outside of that, the problem is again, they're both going to want the minimum same pay, if not one wanting more than the other. Wilder
is an unknown entity in the region. He has unknown market value in the region. Anthony Joshua has fought in the region 2 times. His market value is known.
I'm going to say this again. Both guys are going to want a minimum of the same amount of money. If not more, one want more than the other. So you're going to run into an issue there.
Argument to want the same.
It doesn't matter if he has it or not. He's going to demand the same amount of money. That's problem number 2.
That means he is the diva.
You could call I don't care. You can call Wilder a diva if you want to call him a diva. I said they're both divas. If you just want to call Wilder a diva, call Wilder a diva. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is
he's the diva. You have this
that's fine. That's fine. We can say that to move on. He could be the only diva, but the fact still remains the pay is going to be a huge issue when both guys are going to want the same amount.
Joshua is not going to want the same amount
as Wilder. I'm giving you what you want. That the diva is Wilder, and you still are stuck in the rut like all AJ fangirls. You can't move on.
Why would
you hear AJ's name and you get your feet in the sand
the same money as Wilder when Wilder is the lesser
Number two, because he's going to ask for it, period. That's the fact. Whether you like it or not, that's what it's going to come down to. So let's move forward. Can we move to number 3?
Why would Joshua want the same as lesser Wilder? Of course not.
Can we move to number 3? Can we move to number 3?
Well, just so long as it's established that Joshua is...
It's established they're both going to want the same money. So
no, Joshua doesn't want the same money as a lesser
Wilder's going to get $50 million, or he's not going to do it. Period.
Why would Joshua want the same money as a lesser economic entity? That's ridiculous. That's outrageous.
If the Saudis, hypothetically, if the Saudis would have said, Deontay Wilder, we really want you to fight over here. We want to bring you over here. We never had you here before, so we're going to offer you $50 million. If they say to AJ, we've had you here before. We don't have a lot of money left. We're trying to make this huge event, so we're going to give you $40 million. AJ will not stand for it, and he's going to demand to get the same 50 that they're doing to entice Wilder, period.
No. He wouldn't demand the same 50.
Yes, he would.
He would not demand the same 50 because Wilder is the lesser economic entity.
So he's going to demand more than...
So therefore, he will demand his economic value.
Right, exactly. So he's going to demand...
Which is...
so then he'll demand more than Wilder.
Well, he will demand his economic entity, his value. It's very simple.
I like to talk in riddles and try to not say exactly what it is, where I'm being blunt with it. The fact of the matter is this. You feel AJ is worth more than Wilder. If they offer Wilder...
That's not my view. That is the economic view. That's not personal. That's economics.
Okay. The economics is controlled by the Saudis and who they put value in. That's who they believe is the most valuable. If they hypothetically offer Wilder more money, then they're saying they believe economically Wilder is worth more. The problem is, in that case, AJ is one, going to ask for the same like I'm saying, or two, he's going to do like what you're saying and demand more money than Wilder. Because in his opinion, in your opinion, Wilder is lesser than. So number 2 is going to be an issue. Can we move on to number 3, please?
No, it's not going to be an issue if Wilder just shuts up and takes the money that he's given. It's cool.
That's not going to happen. So can we just move on? Because I could say the same thing. If AJ just shuts up and takes the money he's given, then it could happen.
AJ has never been a problem with negotiations.
Okay, well, he's good to negotiations. Can we move on to number 3?
He's good with negotiations. However, the same cannot be said for Deontay, the bronze windmill Wilder.
Can we move on to number 3 now?
Pray continue.
Number 3, the biggest issue that you have is if they have them fighting on the same night, obviously they're trying to set up to have them fight each other next because that's what they're doing. They're going to have AJ come out there, have a showcase fight, have Wilder come out there and do a showcase fight so they can set up a huge fight in between each other. The problem is Otto Wallin is too huge of a risk for AJ and Joseph Parker is too huge of a risk for Wilder. It is very likely one of them is going to lose. It is very likely that they don't both win or possibly they could both lose. That is a potential too. So with the quality of opposition that's being thrown out there, it tells me it's all bullshit because they're not going to risk those guys losing if they're trying to set them up to fight each other, period.
Say that again?
Say what again? The whole thing?
No, just your key point.
The key point is Joseph Parker is too high of a risk for Deontay Wilder.
How is Joseph Parker too high a risk for Deontay Wilder when Anthony Joshua fought him how many years ago? What are you talking about, brother?
What I'm talking about is there's
What are you talking about, Willis? What are you talking about, Willis?
There's a possibility that Wilder loses. He is a high-risk opponent. There is a possibility he gets in there with Wilder and beats him. It is beyond possible. In fact, it might even be a 50-50 fight.
That's what I said earlier on. It's a 50-50 fight. What's the problem?
Because you've got two 50-50 fights with two guys that you're trying to get to fight. So if one of them loses, it upsets the whole reason for having them on the same fight card.
So what does that matter about anything? It's boxing. They got to box.
Oh, my gosh.
They can't just be, listen, your man's already been cherry-picking his whole in career. What the hell you want to cherry-pick till the very last end?
I believe AJ's going to get his ass whooped. You put him in there with Otto Wallin will dog walk AJ. I'm telling you right now. They're not going to put him in with a fighter that can move like Wallin.
I told Wallin's going to dog walk. But let's see it. That's the difference between me and you. Let's get the map down.
You're not understanding. You're not understanding.
No. Let's get the map down. That's the difference between me and you is that regardless of what the outcome might be, I want to see the fight. I don't give a rat's ass. I want to see the fight. I knew that Usyk was going to be problematic for Joshua the second time around. I thought first time around, I thought Joshua, you got this.
I knew Usyk was going to beat his ass.
Second time around is a problem, but guess what? He fought him anyway. You're too conditioned to the American way, which is cherry picking.
What I'm trying to tell you Ralph, is
you're trying to. The American way is cherry picking. You're so entrenched in that philosophy, that mentality. It's entrenching you. You don't even see it. You don't even understand that's what is wrong with boxing today.
No, what you don't understand, and I never said I would not like to see the fights. I would love to see the fights. They're great fights. What I'm trying to tell you is a business, coming back to what you said earlier, economics, the economics of it does not make sense. You don't put two guys in a fight that you want to fight each other that could both lose in two 50-50 fights. You don't do that because then if one of them loses, it messes up the bag. You put them in showcase fights that they could win. That's why
get the fuck out of here. The whole problem with American boxing is this.
You're so dumb that you don't even understand how the business works. The business works to make money, not lose it.
Listen. You are so conditioned in the American way of cherry picking. You just had your organization, the PBC. They've just taken down 2 platforms. They've taken down, well, at least one. They've just taken down Showtime. HBO was an institution, a boxing institution. That's just been taken down. Are you so dumb that you cannot see that the American way is outmoded? The American cherry-picking way, which is just recently coming, the cherry-picking just recently coming, and you've lost 2 major platforms. Are you too dumb to see that? Can you not understand that is the ruination of American boxing?
So I think you're too dumb to comprehend what I'm saying. I've already stated that I want to.
Listen, I'm too intelligent to even understand.
No. So you're going to mute me. I'll let you go on your tangent and you jump in the mute. That's how scary you are.
Okay,
that's how spineless you are.
Spineless.
You are, because I haven't. You mute me. You mute me. I let you go on your tangent. I talk, and then
you can't base. You can't.
There you go.
You can't string a coherent thought together, and you're calling me spineless. You must be out of your goddamn mind. But carry on.
You're the same one that thought Yemen was in Africa. But let's continue. So the fact of the matter is this:
you're so crazy. You are so minute. You are so minute that you can't
get it out.
You can't just accept that I said something and then I recanted. You can't accept that. An hour later, after the retraction, you're still going on about it. But I feel sorry for you. But carry on. I feel for you. Carry on.
Anyways, like I said, you cannot comprehend what is coming out of my mouth. Not once did I say, do I advocate cherry picking. What I'm trying to tell you is, in boxing, if you have 2 fights that you're trying to make, and you have those two same fighters fighting on the same card, you put them in a showcase fight to where they both look good. That way people are like, oh my goodness, they're knockout artists. Even though boxing fans like us know it's a one-sided fight. It's a BS fight. The casuals don't. The casuals who are buying the fights the most. Boxing diehards are dying. That's why boxing is no longer a top 10 sport globally. And the UK's not helping it because it fell off the map. Bag knitting has more people watching it per year than fucking boxing does now. You can Google it. Anyways, you don't put them in two fights that they could lose. Because if you do, then the main fight that you're trying to build, Wilder versus AJ, does not happen. Period. That's the end of it. The money is gone. The fight is gone. If Wilder loses to Parker, it's done. Nobody cares about Parker versus AJ in a rematch, even if Parker beats Wilder. If Otto Wallin beats AJ, nobody cares about Wilder fighting Otto Wallin. The fight is done. The money is gone. They're not going to be put in those fights. That report is bullshit.
What's your key point?
Like I said, you can't comprehend.
I've been in the chat. Okay, okay.
It's talking to a wall.
Forget about repeating yourself. I'll just go on what I know you would have been saying. Okay, so you don't have to repeat yourself. I'll just go on what I know you'd have been saying. You're saying the American way is cherry picking. You're saying they should cherry pick till the bitter friggin' end. You've got a guy over there called Deontay Wilder who's cherry picked his whole mother career, and you're trying to tell me that he should still continue to cherry pick till the bitter mother end. I'm saying, get out of here with that. That's what I'm saying. I hear you, and I'm saying, out of here with that. Cherry picking Cherry picking has been the ruination. Cherry picking has been the ruination of American boxing, and you don't even see it.